What is up, Eliens? It's Simply Elle, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new here, I'm Simply Elle, and I'm so happy to have you, and we welcome you into the Alien gang. And if you are not new here, you know it's the regular madness. It's the regular madness. Thanks for coming back. So today is the part 2 of my updates to the Brickgate saga. Brickgate, a scheme that Todd set up. Oh, sorry guys, I have my glasses on. I'm gonna take it off because you can see the ring light in there, and I'm sure it's distracting because it's distracting me right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and reduce the quality of my vision for the next hour or so. Okay, so what I have here today, remember in the last video in part 1, I said I was gonna watch Tonya TKO's video where she was with Olan Douglas. I thought she was going to be breaking down the interview that he had on the news, but it was actually her interviewing him. So I watched that. I decided not to react to it. I decided to react to Yanie's video, Real Talk with Yanie, because she kind of had a thought that I had after watching the interview. Tonya does break down the interview as well. You guys can check that out. I'll link it below. She has 2 parts, so it's going to be very extensive, but I just want to pick out a couple of things, because what I noticed in his news interview, or in the clip that we saw at the end of my last video, was that he also was using a lot of buzzwords, right? And I honestly, and I agreed with what he said, regardless of whether he's being disingenuous or not. He knew what he was doing, because a lot of what he was saying is what I've been saying, is what many content creators have been saying, which is that she basically polarized a lot of people just so that she can, you know, get away with this scheme or this plan or whatever the heck this thing turns out to be. So the way he was talking, he just always shifts the attention back to her. She was saying this, she was saying that, and she knew a lot of people would get triggered. She knew a lot of people would react, and you know, she lied, she did that, and that's just evil. While I do agree, it just seems like this man is echoing what he's seeing on social media. And on the interview, if any of you have watched it, if you haven't, please, I would really urge you, if you care, I'll link the interview in the description so that you can go and peruse it for yourself, and so that you can make your own opinion, so you can form your own opinion about the guy and what really he has to say. Going back to my point that I was saying before mentioning Tony's interview, was that if you watch the interview, you see that he mentioned that he's not online like that, and he didn't really know, you know, like he was so in the dark. All he knows is that this girl lied on him and she's crazy, she's evil, kinikon, whatever. However, a few questions popped up, right? He was very articulate about a lot of social media buzzwords, and somebody who wasn't online, who isn't online, who didn't really know what was going on, wouldn't be able to say all of that, because a lot of what he was saying was almost verbatim what some of the content creators that I watched were saying. He was too well versed in what was going on on social media for him to not be on the internet like that. Another thing that rubbed me the wrong way about the interview was that he never answered a single question straightforward. It started to bother me. It started to piss me off a little bit, because I'm like, a question would be a yes or no question, and he would go on a tirade, he would go on a tangent, excuse me, and I would just be like, oh my god, answer the question. You know, he hasn't said this situation was traumatic for him, he hasn't said any of that, so I just don't know why he wouldn't remember a simple detail as to, for example, what did you have in your hand when you hit her? You yourself have admitted that you hit her in self-defense, you hit her back. So what did you have in your hand when you hit her? A water bottle? Like, dude, you should know. There are some details that he just was not answering straightforward that I feel like he should know. He's just happened to be on the right side of the situation, being that she lied, she made up a completely new story about what happened. So no matter what this guy can say, as long as it matches the video evidence that the police found, he can be on the right side of this situation. I don't know if you guys are catching what I'm saying. You will soon, because Yanie, as well as other people, and I think Tonya as well, has a theory that these two people, Olan and Roda, that they know each other, and this was a scheme that Todd set up. You ask him a simple question, he will deflect right back to Roda. Tonya asked him on the interview, she's going around saying it's a glass liquor bottle that you used to hit her. What, like, was it a glass bottle that you used? And he was like, well, she also said it was a brick. So basically like saying, can we believe anything she's saying? But then it's like, guy, it's a yes or no question. Did you hit her with a glass bottle? Yes or no? No. He was never a suspect because he really didn't do anything that was a crime according to the law. Many people might have their reservations as to him hitting her back or hitting her at all, but I just can't defend you if you're going around instigating fights. Like, I'm a small person. I might look like something else on camera, but I'm very small. I'm not gonna go around and start a fight with a man. It's not happening. I'm not going around starting a fight with another woman, because what the heck, why? And then start crying if I lose the fight that I started. It doesn't matter who it is. You can shame the guy all you want to, but it'll be firewood. He's flesh and bone. Men are stronger biologically, mostly, but that doesn't mean you can just go around hitting them. Okay, so I just cannot defend her on that. She hit him first. It's on camera. She hit him first, and he reacted. What am I supposed to say to that? Anywho, I'm just going to play Yanie's video so that we can hear what she has to say about the interview that he had with Tonya TKO. So this is kind of like the best of both worlds, kind of. You guys can see the interview, the parts that I want to point out, and also hear some insight from someone that I find very credible. Yanie and Tonya are the ones that I trust to give me information that's pretty freaking close to the truth, because what they have said and what the investigators, the detectives have said are similar. So they haven't twisted anything, and if they're speculating, they say that they're speculating. They don't say things as fact when they know it's not fact. So that is why I'm trusting them to provide me with information and to also relay that information to you guys as my audience. Okay, let's get republic.
Roda, I feel like she has female narcissism. I do. And I think her getting so much attention, and also, you know, when it comes to narcissism, narcissists don't like to be seen a certain way. They like to be seen as good people. They like to be seen as like these upstanding citizens of society. And if you, what is it called? What is the psychological term when you expose a narcissist and you can see the narcissist for who they are? I forget what it's called. I forgot what my therapist said it was. If you know, help me out in the chat if you've ever dealt with narcissistic abuse. But because she was being exposed in that way, it was really triggering her narcissism, which then unmasked. Yes, unmasked. That's the right term. Unmasked. Which then fed into her ego, where she felt like she had to, you know, live up to this, and she had to prove to the world that she is this victim, and that, you know, she's fighting a good fight for Black women, and that
basically standing on business, on stupid business, but standing on business nonetheless.
There was another situation that feeds into this theory that I have about this being a scam ring. Shortly after, when all of this was going on, I was doing my research. So I follow Roda on Instagram. I follow her. I'm not denying that I follow this girl. Like, I literally follow her. I got a burner account and everything. Okay. But during this time when her GoFundMe was frozen, she posted a second GoFundMe story. And she was promoting it to her audience on Instagram. And she was saying that there was another Black woman the same weekend that was attacked. And I went to go look into this story that she had posted to her Instagram story about another woman that got attacked. There was a different name used that wasn't associated with Roda at all, but I was just like, let me go look to see if this story is even true. So I went to go look to see if this second GoFundMe that she was promoting on her, or this other GoFundMe and this other story that she was promoting on Instagram actually happened. So I went to go type it in on Google, and I'm like, there was no other attack that happened this weekend. That same weekend that she was, and that's the thing, she said, that same weekend there was another Black woman that was attacked, and I shouldn't be the only Black woman that's getting support, so please go donate to this
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you not? Guys, I need to calm down. If this is true, and there was no one else attacked that night, and she went and created another GoFundMe for some imaginary person that was attacked, like, girl, what the hell? This is the lowest form of down bad I've ever heard of or seen. Is no one hiring? Do you not have assignments? Answer me. You're supposed to be defending your dissertation, not doing.
And it happened exactly around the time that her GoFundMe was frozen. So people started calling her out, her followers. I don't know if any of her followers are in here, but at that time her followers were calling her out, saying like, that's a scam. Why are you promoting a scam on your Instagram?
Crazy.
I can't make it up. Yeah, I don't trust when people over explain or who are too quick to answer a question. Yeah, thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. The yes or no answers, simple answers that I feel like anyone, in my opinion, should be able to answer as someone who was there, who you got into a physical altercation with this girl, and you're telling me you don't remember straightforward answers. He will always take it back to Roda and explain how she's so diabolical, how she's so evil, how she's a marketing genius. And uncle, that has nothing to do with what we're discussing. We asked you a question, simple question. Ole, down.
So let me pull up the interview that he did, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm like, how y'all not see it? How y'all not see it?
Honestly, I was watching that interview and cringing.
The man accused of having to stay silent is the hardest thing to do. It's to not say anything when the whole world is saying something about you.
Oh my god. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm a little excited. Remember in the interview with Tonya, he said he didn't say anything because basically like the truth would speak for himself. But here he's saying that it was really hard to not say anything. But it almost seemed like he chose not to say anything because he said he didn't have to. Yeah, on Tonya's interview he said he didn't have to say anything because it's just internet talk. But here he said it was so hard to say something because it was so hard to keep quiet because the whole world is saying something about you. How do you know the whole world is talking about you if you're not on the internet, Mr. Man? Bombastic, criminal, offensive, side-eye,
The man accused of the viral brick throw reached out to me for his first interview. This was a well thought of plan, a diabolical.
And he reached out to the news people. He physically
didn't start touching me until I asked her to leave. So you gotta get out. Outside the car, Houston police say surveillance video then showed Osman slapping him in the face before he hit her back with what appears to be a plastic water bottle in hand.
And another thing that I want to point out, when it comes to this plastic water bottle, right? I don't think a plastic water bottle can do that. And it's just, this story is so interesting to me because she wore a mask in the club. So no one can vouch for her face, her facial injury because she wore a mask in the club. And I just think that is just so weird to me. And no one wants to talk about how she wore the mask. And I'm like, I think that is just so weird that she had a mask on and then she took it off and now she has this facial injury and everything like that. But this definitely seemed very much rehearsed. And it was like he knew what to say, he knew how to say it, and he's just been waiting to do this interview. Also, he does acting.
Oh my god.
I can't make it up.
He does.
I think he does
he does acting?
Theater work or something like that. I'm pretty sure he does theater work. So I don't know.
I just want to say I'm glad everybody got their money back because that's the good thing out of this situation because like what the heck? Every new thing that comes out, every new person that comes out to talk about this just shines a little more light into the darkness about the situation. Like I said, I'm only listening to the news, the police, and these two women from now on because I'm tired. I'm really not.
So yeah, this just seems like a performance for him. It does. It seems like a performance.
You should never hit a woman in general, but I didn't want to hit her actually. It was like she hit me and I just reacted.
According to court documents, the footage didn't match what Osman told police.
That's what I want to know too. That's why I'm waiting on the footage to really give my final thoughts on this. I want to see the footage. I want to see it. I have to see it.
The footage is extremely important. I really want to see it for myself so that I think that would tell me everything. It would tell us everything we need to know because either it was a skit that was caught on surveillance or that is what is on that camera is exactly what happened. Everybody can see it the way they want to see it, but this is not a social justice issue. Can we please admit that this isn't a social justice issue? These are two individuals, or mainly one individual that we know of that is confirmed that is just a person of bad character. Jury's still out on this man. But this is just individual people who represent themselves because the Somali community does not need this representation either because she's Somalian. She does not represent Somali people. Okay, she does not represent African people. I'm African. This is not a representation of us.
To see it for me to be like, this is what I really think is the situation, or this. I have to see that because I'm like, did she wear a mask in the car? Or did she not?
So it says right here, if you guys remember, when in the section that says surveillance video tells another story, in the footage, detectives said Douglas, Osman, and her friend were seen talking amongst each other and walking towards TikTok Garden Lounge, located in the 5600 block of Shoemaker Lane. They all reportedly went inside the club together. About 20 minutes later, the video shows the trio walk outside the club, then walk towards the Maserati, and then they entered the Maserati, and then the stuff happened. Right? Does that footage show her wearing the mask? Because this mask is important. The mask is important. It seems like it is. They didn't mention that she had a mask on when they went into the club, when they were coming out of the club. When does the mask come off? When does the mask come on? When does it come off? I want to see that surveillance video.
It's been a divide between, black men, black women, and it's
But he's not on the internet. The divide between black men and black women is mainly online. The divide between black men and black women is mainly on the internet. I don't have these conversations in my everyday life. I have a lot of black men, I have black men around me, not a lot. I have black men in my life and around me. We don't really have these conversations unless it's prompted by something from the internet. So I'm just saying, for someone to not be online, he seems to really know what's going on online.
He knew what to say. I don't care what no one says. He knew what to say. He knew what to say. He knew what to say in this interview. He knew what to say. Just like Roda knew what to say. Just like Roda knew what to say in her video. All of these black men standing around and none of them tried to protect me. She knew what to say. He knew what to say. And I feel like we getting played. I do. I feel like we getting played. I can't shake this.
Bruh, if it comes out that these people knew each other, I swear to God, I'm moving to Mars. I'm moving to the moon. Like, what is wrong? And then also, you people are bad. You are bad at doing these scams. You're horrible at doing these scams. I swear to God. This scam is a terrible one. Terrible one. The fact that we're just picking it apart small, bit by bit, so easily. It crumbled so easily. But I knew I had to watch a breakdown of the interview, not knowing that I would actually see see him for myself. And I'm glad, because as soon as I watched the Tonya one, I said, this guy is a bit sketchy. Very, very, very sketchy.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him. And because I'm not a part of the gender war, I can say that. I can say that.
why is he not in jail? Because I never hit her. Whatever.
Okay, so let's
Is that working?
And he paid way too much attention to the comments. Like, Tonya will be asking him a question and he'll be answering, like, reading the comments and answering the comments. I was just like, dude.
I think so far that's the only truth I believe in. I don't think this man hit her with a brick. Okay?
Right.
Just pointing that out.
Right. The truth is, like I said, when what he says matches what the detective says and what the surveillance footage shows, I believe him. Everything else, I don't know. It's his word. And I cannot be taking people at face value anymore these days. Okay? Because, yes, the surveillance shows that he didn't hit her with a brick, but it did show that he hit her. That's what he said. But all the extra ajasa that he's put into it is not necessary.
It's really hard to involve.
What do you mean she added you to her live? Talk to us so we can understand what happened.
But that's a really good question. How did I get involved? It goes back into the story where let's see, we was at Liquid Lounge. From Liquid Lounge, so let me see. So
You guys still end up seeing my reaction to this. The question is, how did you get involved in her live?
really how I got involved.
What do you mean she added you to her live? Talk to us so we can understand what happened.
Right.
No, but that's a real.
She said, how did you get involved with this situation or whatever? And he said, she added me to her live. Like, what kind of answer is that? So she said, can you elaborate, basically? And this is where we are now.
Really good question. How did I get involved? It goes back into the story where let's see, she was at Liquid Lounge. From Liquid Lounge, so let me see. So I was at Liquid. I was in a section. From being in a section, I seen her. She was standing up, but she had a mask on her face. You know what I mean? So I thought it was interesting. You know, so you can only see her eyes the whole time. I thought it was interesting because it's like hot as hell, and it's a lot of people. And I'm just thinking, why does she have a mask on her face? And then from there, I asked her if she wanted to. Yeah, do you mind taking the comments? Because it's like I'm reading the comments.
Okay, sure. All right, go ahead.
Right. So from there, I asked her if she wanted to come sit down in my section. She came over to sit down in the section. Well, no, she came over, but she said these ladies need to move. If I was to sit here, they need to move. So for me to come here, they all need to leave. And I said, well, I guess you're gonna have to stand up then. And then that was it. Never spoke to her. I don't know who she is. This is really random.
He said he don't know her, never talked to her, but how did she end up in your car after this? You guys heard it from his mouth now. But, like, the car situation, like how they got to the car, it doesn't add up with the way they left things in Liquid Lounge. From what he just said right now, it's not adding up.
From there, we went. I mean, it's literally verbatim. I don't know. Have you seen the report by any chance? Like
No.
exactly.
Right now, he's referring back to the police report. He's avoiding having to actually say anything from his brain. What he's doing is reiterating the facts. What does the police report say? That's a statement. Those are statements of fact, like things you get put in evidence or whatnot. The surveillance footage, that is something you cannot deny. It's unequivocal proof of what happened. He just basically parrots that. And that's why it's so difficult for him to answer any question outside the scope of what we basically have already seen or what we've already heard.
From there, went outside. She was outside. She wanted to go to after hour. She's like, hey, can I go to after hour? Well, she said, where are you going to after hour? And then she started to fight some girl that was with us. So, I'm sorry. She started to fight some girl that was with us. So we were about to leave. Then she was really obnoxious. So obnoxious. Like it was a lot going on. So from there, getting ready to leave, she got in the car. I asked her to leave because she was doing too much. She started kicking me inside the car. Got out the car. She hit me. Then just kind of responded, reacted, and then she kept following me, kept trying to fight me, and then I went into another car, left, and then 2 days later, I'm viral.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of details that's missing from his story, but we can continue.
Oh, okay. So how did she know your name then?
I believe this. So from what I gathered, she asked the security guard. She asked for my name. She asked the security guard. The security guard told her my name.
Oh, okay. So the security guard knew you.
This is the lie. This is a lie right here. She got my name from the security guard. That's a lie. That's a lie. She did not get your name from the security guard. She knew you prior. I don't trust it. Every time, I'm telling you, every time he lies, he has to fidget with something, whether it's his drink or he moves around or it's his eyes. Like, yo, I don't trust people like that. Because when you're telling the truth, you just sit and you just speak the truth. You don't got to do all of this shifting and stuff. Girl, we doing the Harlem Shake? Like, what are we doing?
He seemed extremely uncomfortable when I watched it. Like, I watched it right before recording this video, so I was just like, man, this is so hard to watch. Tonya did great. She asked really great questions, but oh my God, he made it a chore. Like, I felt like I was doing homework watching that video.
Doing? I'm like, no. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying
I'm kind of popular. I'm popular in the fact where I have a face card, so people are familiar with me.
Oh, okay.
I'm the only one in the really ghetto club with a suit on, so it's kind of.
I have a face card. Face card never declines. My God. Oh.
I'm familiar in Houston. People know who I am.
Okay.
Bye. And listen, I think they both got some narcissism. I do, because I'm like, you got a what? You got a what? You got a face card. Boy. Oh my gosh. All right. And y'all, you know, the best thing about narcissism, right? And people who they be so full of themselves, it leads to their own demise. It does. Slowly, it does. For Roda, it was pretty fast. Him though, I feel like once he keep talking,
right? He should have stayed quiet. He should have stayed freaking quiet. Okay? He should have never called the news people to give an interview. He should have never did this interview. He should have stayed quiet. Once the surveillance is saying he did not hit her with a brick and he hit her in self-defense, I would just let that. According to him, he stayed quiet because he didn't have to talk. Why is he talking now? He's going on a press tour? Like, what's going on?
What's your relationship to the Clubhouse broadcast that happened? What went down then?
Right. So this dude called me and said, "Hey," and her name, I'm not gonna call her Brick Girl. Her name's Roda. So she said, "Hey, Roda's on Clubhouse saying you did this and that and did a whole bunch of stuff. Here's the link. Here, come listen in."
Why do you care if she's called Bricklady or Roda? You don't know the woman. You see what I be talking about? Why do you care if you call her?
I think a lot of people would see it as, oh, he's trying to be respectful, he's trying to humanize her, and not, he doesn't want to be dehumanizing by calling her bricklady. But Yanie is correct. If this is not someone you knew, like, I got into this altercation with this man in Miami, and I kept saying to his face that he was a random man. He was a random man. He was a stranger that we'd only known for a couple of hours, who was doing way too much at the time. And I kept referring to him as a random man, and it got to him, and I just didn't care, because that was the truth. The truth is, you're a random man. So according to him, he don't know her, he doesn't know whatever, but you don't want to call her brick girl, you don't want to call her brick lady, you want to, her name is Roda. Let's respect the respectables. It is a little odd. It does add to some validity to the fact that, not a fact. It does add a little bit of validity to the theory that they know each other.
Brick lady or Rhoda, you don't know the woman. Saying her name should feel unfamiliar to you. Because if you didn't hit the girl, you don't know the girl.
She lied on you.
You shouldn't have familiarity with her name.
And she lied on you. You shouldn't care what she's called. You shouldn't care that they're calling her brick lady, or that you shouldn't care, really.
Name at all. Her first name at all. You don't know her for real.
This is a word right here. Besides the information that the police is giving us, if the investigation is still ongoing, I want to hear more from them. I don't want to hear anything else from anybody that wants to say that they were there, because this man was there that night. What clarity has he brought to the situation? None clarity. He's confusing matters more.
On social media, I don't know, you haven't followed the story, I know that, but if you have, you would notice that she kept it very broad, vague about like movements. She used movements, trauma to manipulate people and conceive things and do things. She never actually really got into detail about anything as far as what actually happened. And I think from what I just read, she read out the Uber driver. Have you seen that one?
I saw something in that article. It says that she called an Uber and that she thought that, there's a lot of different.
He knows so much for someone that's not online.
How much did you have to drink that night?
I'm pretty much, I don't drink a lot because I'm usually by myself, so I don't have that much to drink. So not too much. I couldn't recall. I couldn't tell you.
So were you sober or were you intoxicated as well?
So you're giving me, was I sober or was I intoxicated? I was in the middle, maybe. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Okay. And then the driver, how did you know the driver? Did he come there after? Was he?
What I noticed as well is sometimes he doesn't know something that maybe happened within minutes of each other, but when it's something that he's going to be forthcoming about, he remembers it perfectly. But when it's something like this question, were you intoxicated or not? He knows that saying he was that he was intoxicated on some level would throw a little doubt in his testimony. I'm gonna act like we're in court. It's going to kind of knock down his credibility a little bit. So now he's saying, I don't remember, I couldn't tell you. But if they ask him something else that happened maybe like 2 minutes later after, or that happened in the same day, he will have facts on facts on facts on facts on facts about it. But he can't remember if he was intoxicated or not.
Was he an Uber driver?
Yeah, I'm not really actually getting into anything as far as other people, but they don't want to be mentioned or anything like that.
Okay, so he wasn't an Uber driver.
Yeah, this part was like...
Yeah, they don't want to be.
Why do other people don't want to be mentioned? It's because they're scammers too! I'm telling you, something ain't right with the situation.
It divided so many people, and it just... Not a lot of people could do that. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people could strategically create a fan base and a following that will bet anything on you and don't know you and don't have any... Like, that's powerful. I mean, it is. But, like... any cult or anything like that, the truth comes out. And
you said that you feel that more should happen to her than just the charges she's been charged with.
Imagine if I would have been having this conversation behind a cell.
What do you
being an innocent man, I would have been in jail for something I didn't do. You know what I mean? For this, like that's a attempted murder, assault, kidnapping. What else she said? Assault. What the fuck else? She said sex trafficking. You really think you should get away with that? And then taking $40,000 from people. Like from people that really went through shit, from people that have really been fucked up, that really had domestic issues. She's using that to manipulate them to follow her.
these are our talking points. People who are content creators, or like I said that, and I'm not saying he watched my videos. Who am I? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm sure there are a lot of people who said similar things to what I said. She knew what she was doing. She used people's pain and tried to profit off of it, and had the nerve to say people were profiting off Black women's pain. Can you please? Let's continue. But yeah, stuff like this. He knows what to say. He knows what to say because the man is online. He's lying about some things.
And then profiting off of that. Is that not evil? What is evil? That's a deep evil. That's some evil shit. Okay. And she's still going on and on and on with it. She just asking her followers for more money. I just seen a video. Oh my gosh, life is so hard. All this shit's going on. What did you do?
And this is okay. So a lot of people like myself are speculating that they're in cahoots with each other, and he feels that she just took it too far. She took it too far as far as like her elaborate storytelling. Like it was just too much. It was too much. So
if she took it too far, what was the scam supposed to be? I don't understand. I don't get, what was the scam supposed to be if it was that they planned this together? What was the end goal of that scam? And if it's that they were supposed to do this together and she took it too far, what was supposed to be the end point? Where did she go too far? Where did she go rogue? At what part of the plan? What was the plan?
Too much. It was too much. It was way too much. And I think that's why now it's every man for themselves when it comes to this situation.
With the money. She's like, yeah, the police, I don't know who is all this. The police is lying. Everybody lying now. Anyone that doesn't agree with her is lying now. Look at the car. Not by kick. She's trying to kick, because when I told her she has to leave, what normal people do would leave on their side. She's kicking me so that I can leave on my side. So she's kick, just to be petty, just to put her hand, will kick me. You know what I mean? As I open the door, I back up. Like, you can go, young lady. She's finishing hitting me. She's not finished putting her hands on me. So she wants to she wants to do it more. Okay. And that's what that means.
So which side of the car did she get in on? Did she get in on the passenger side?
Right, passenger, yep.
She got in on the passenger side, but she left on the driver's back driver's side.
She got in.
This part, he's telling the truth. And I feel like anytime he tells the truth, he's very direct. Like, he gives you his full body when it comes to his body language.
I was just I was about to say this. Remember when I was like, situations that happened the same night, when they asked him about him being intoxicated, he couldn't remember, or he couldn't say. But this situation that's pretty confusing, he remembers it so perfectly that he can demonstrate it, where she was, where he was, how he was kicking her. He came in this way, he was kicking she was kicking him in order to get out of the car from the same side after he told her to leave. Like, he remembers that so vividly, and you can tell he's telling the truth because he doesn't have to he's just saying it as it happened. And it's easier to believe this than some of the other answers he's given.
Very direct within his speech, because I feel like this part actually did happen.
In on the passenger, left on the passenger as well.
Oh, so when she was kicking you, I thought...
Right at me. Makes sense?
No. So you were on the left, she was on the right, but she was kicking you to the left so that she wouldn't get out to the right?
Hold on, please. So, I don't know how to explain this. If you're in a car, like, I'm in the right side.
Like, he can see it in his head.
Get out on her right side, which is my side.
So she got in on the driver's back side then?
No, she just went in the same.
I'm trying to understand.
He said that, let's say this is his side, this is where she's on. She came in like this from the same side he came in on. So he came in, she comes in on top of him, like gets in. He kicks her out, right? He kicks her out. Instead of leaving this way because there's a door on this side, she's kicking him and still trying to get out on this side. I don't know if that makes sense or not. They came in on the same side and she tried to get out through him, kicking him on the side that he's on. That's what he ends up explaining, and it becomes clear. So yeah, let's move on.
Things that women go through, this whole situation, because I was like,
why that you don't know anything about women being hit?
Here, I mean, I just don't. That's not something that I don't have that. Like, that's nothing.
In this part, he's saying he's not used to. He doesn't see women getting hit. He's not used to that, and that's why Tonya was like, "Where are you from that you don't know about women getting hit?" And then
I've never been around a woman that's had domestic violence or anything like that.
Okay. And he's saying that he's been educated on how this is a real, like, these type of situations really do happen which also feeds into the fact that this man has done his research. So he's been listening to stories of women and their DV stories when situations like this have occurred or have happened to them.
And if it doesn't happen around him, where is he getting this from? Isn't it the internet?
And that's what I wanted to focus on in my original video, was that this type of thing it happens pretty often when it comes to women. Aggressive catcalling is real. Women getting assaulted because they refuse to give a man a number is real. So Roda could have lied in this situation, right? Roda did lie in this situation. But what is real is that there are women out here getting attacked for refusing to give a man her number. That is real. So let's not take away from the truth when it comes to that. I need men to understand that it's happening. It happens a lot, and then you don't know how a man is going to act as a woman anymore, which is why a lot of us lie. We say things like,
I'm gay, I have a husband, I have 15 kids. Like,
I've had a guy stand in front of me and call my number to see if it was actually going to my phone, because he had been lied to about being given the wrong number. So I just say I got a man.
Okay. Did you hear that?
Sometimes they don't care. Sometimes some men don't care. Like, some men are weird. God.
Your daughter's mother came out and spoke. Did you hear that?
No, my daughter's mother never came out and spoke.
Okay, so anybody who was claiming to be your child's mother is lying.
Yeah. Okay. My daughter's mother just found out about the situation today. That's how much we don't do like internet stuff. I just called her and told her I was on the news, and she said,
see, you guys understand why I keep emphasizing he's not on the internet thing, because he keeps saying it, but all the information that he's getting is from where? The library? Like, what the heck? So there was a part of the live, I was looking for it, but that Tonya said she did pull a background check. This time around she had one on him too before the interview and all that, and she said that, and it's the way she even did it. I literally was gagged. She said, what do you think I'm going to find on your criminal record? And he was like a speeding ticket or something. And she was like, I did find out that you used to live in Minnesota or something. And I was just like, hey! I had to pause for a second, because I was like, because guess what? Guess who used to live in Minnesota? Do you guys want to take a lucky white guess on who used to live in Minnesota? Auntie Brickgate. Roda used to live in Minnesota, where she used to conduct her other scams. I'm just saying, it's a lot of coincidences, but listen to how he's about to explain it away.
Speeding. So you were in Minnesota in 2020.
Oh, so I'm not. Okay, that wasn't me. So that was not me. So that's what you're talking about. No, I don't even care what I'm saying. My brother is a truck driver. He used my license and he got caught in the car as a truck driver, and then I got a ticket for that under my name. So that's what I was trying to figure out, like, what are you talking about Minnesota? But yeah, that's what that is.
He has the explanation for everything, or he can't remember. I can't tell you. I can't recall.
And y'all questioning me? Y'all questioning me about spreading false narratives? I'm reacting to the interview just like any other person out here. I'm just not afraid to say how I feel about what I'm seeing. That's crazy. So they go way back.
LOL.
Wow. Allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly over this whole video. Allegedly over this whole video.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but I get a basis, so that is me actually. So you're right, but that wasn't actually me. Was that something I need to get taken care of a little bit later?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because especially when people are saying that you two may have been in on it, and then you were also in Minnesota the way she was in Minnesota. So you're saying that all of that is just.
I don't know her. I mean, yeah, she's really did she get in a fight again with two women the next day? Or this girl.
You know, when we get a chance to talk to her, we'll ask her those questions, because
see, when he's there's fire in his pants. Liar, pants on fire. When there's fire in his pants, he will always divert back to Roda. Didn't she, kill a guy yesterday? That's not what he said, but he'll change the like. Let's get off of me. Enough on me. Not too much on me, please. Yeah, I think this is about everything. I'm gonna go into what we're gonna talk about in the next video concerning this case. Because this video is now 1 hour 50 minutes long, so I guess there's gonna be another part. I'm so sorry, guys, but that part we're gonna be talking about this. Houston's viral bricklady surrenders amidst scandal of fraudulent GoFundMe campaign. So she has surrendered. She has surrendered. I surrender. Oh, did you get? I surrender. Oh, did you get? Oh, to the Houston Police Department. Oh, I surrender. Okay, y'all. Yeah. I just want to, give you guys a little sneak peek. Okay, this video is definitely too long at this point, so we're gonna call it here. I said everything that I wanted to say, the discrepancies from the guy's interview. However, like I said before, I'm glad he's coming out to talk because, he might not have helped at all in getting to the bottom of what happened, but I think the people who would really do that job and do it well to our satisfaction is likely the police. So for that, I'm going to leave that to them. I'm going to leave the investigation, the finding out the truth, the telling of the truth to the police, because it seems like they're the only one who can give us a straight freaking answer. And I bet you she didn't see this coming. I bet you she didn't see this coming, because every day is for the thief. One day is for the owner. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I so much appreciate you. If you made it this far, please comment a break in the comment section, please. If you're new here, again, welcome to the Alien Gang. It's very easy to join us. All you have to do is press the subscribe button and click that bell so you can get notified every time I drop a new update. And to all my solidified aliens, thank you again for always coming back. Thank you for always watching, for always commenting, for being a subscriber, period, for being an alien. I really appreciate you. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share the video. All right,